Well, good afternoon. Our presentation this afternoon is on administrative issues within fan engagement and sport consumption. And what we're going to talk about today is through the advancements in technology, the growing legalization of sports betting, and creative promotion and marketing. Fan consumption has been ever changing, and we are going to look at how administration must continuously learn, adapt, and develop new strategies to maintain that engagement and attendance. So some of the root causes or things that we feel are important to this issue, the first being technology. That is pretty well stated that technology is ever evolving. We are always evolving with technology. New things are coming out and happening each day. Folks have more access to smart devices and social media than ever before. They're able to live critique players as they're watching. They're able to give feedback as they're watching. And additionally, technology has also come into play for in-game solutions, such as video assistant referees in the Premier League football in the United Kingdom. Sports betting is also another issue that we looked at. The legalization and availability of sports betting continues to also be something that those working in fan engagement will need to consider and how to utilize that in their fan engagement. And then lastly, our traditional promotions and marketing teams that are on the ground, working games, giving out different promotions, having different marketing nights. They are looking at working on creating and cultivating their fan base by attracting non-traditional audiences as well. So when we put all of these things together, we're really looking at attention as a commodity with our sports fans and how those working in fan engagement can continue to capture that attention by utilizing technology, sports betting, and promotions and marketing.
Stakeholders play a crucial role in the success of professional sport organizations. So when analyzing our research topic, we begin by fans, who are the most vital stakeholders, serving as both primary consumers and the glue of the industry. Sport organizations and administrative staff are other important stakeholders because they set rules, regulate frameworks, and attract financial support in negotiating broadcasting rights for their leagues. The media is additional stakeholder as it is a key driver for game delivery and fan interaction. Lastly, sports betting platforms. They're a newer stakeholder in the industry through their accessibility of sports betting apps on phones and websites with legalization in over 25 states.
Touching on technology at home, technology has completely changed the way sports fans watch and consume and connect with sports over the past years. Technology has helped bring more visibility to sports, but it also has arised the issue of stadium accessibility. Since COVID-19, we've definitely seen a lot of fans switch from going to games in person to wanting to watch the games at home with streaming services. And for example, we see the Tom Benson Stadium in Canton, Ohio, where there's a stadium accessibility issue and there's only one way up and down for wheelchair users. So that creates a demand for fans to rather watch it at home. And that's just something that sports organizations need to consider when they're building stadiums and doing renovations. And to touch on it lightly, the NBA is investing in different things for their future and making sure that they capitalize as an organization in technology.
Also, the technology in-game is evolving as well. We see that in the Premier League football in the United Kingdom, video assistant referees are becoming more popular. Now, while this is becoming more popular and has increased accuracy in the game, it has decreased some fan satisfactions. And so fans are finding the following problems with this virtual assistant referee in game with this technology. The implementation from referee to referee is different. So there isn't concise or consistent refereeing from referee to referee. It depends on the referee's call. There are longer game times because it does take time out of the game to stop and review. And so that adds a longer time at the end of the day to the game. So fans are staying longer or they're having to watch the game longer. Fans feel like they were in the dark when they were reviewing the video assistant referee items. So fans necessarily don't have an instant replay, or they don't have a video board that's showing them an instant replay of the view that's being called. Some stadiums are not equipped with that. The referees are not mic'd, and so they're not talking to the crowd either. So a lot of times fans are not sure what call is being looked at or if a call is being looked at. And then also too, one of the things that we saw is that it dampers celebrations. So folks are a little hesitant to maybe celebrate a goal because they might be afraid that it is going to be reviewed by the video assistant referee and that goal then will no longer count.
To expand on sports betting, with the fall of PASPA in 2018, this allowed states to gain control over legalizing sports betting. This increased the number of states who were legalizing sports betting, thus it increased sports betting in general. And also this increased the administrative challenges that impacted fan engagement and also sports consumption. Technology being used with sports betting gives these organizations new opportunities to do interactive and live bets. Further, organizations they need to balance fan engagement with responsible gambling practices. If you look at the research, it shows that problem gamblers are going to be more vulnerable to betting promotions. Further, the match integrity concerns require reliable monitoring systems to ensure that corruption does not take place. So this is another challenge administrative from organizations will face. An entity that does this very well is the NBA, and they do this through multiple platforms, but they also encourage responsible betting through a campaign they joined called You Never Know What's Going to Happen Next, which encourages people to be mindful before placing a lot of money on sports betting.
And the next area that we looked at is special promotions and marketing. So this is a three-part section in our research. The first is social media, which we do look at in our best practices, but just to summarize, it is where social teams are not just posting on game days, they are also posting throughout the week and creating an environment where fans can constantly engage and find a real connection with players, where it's more of they feel like they know them as a person and not just as a player. The next is particular for Major League Baseball and Minor League Baseball, especially because they require so many more home games a year than the NFL, NBA, NHL. So they have come up with giveaways while other professional sports do this as well. It's very prominent to have giveaways in your promotional schedule. And it really draws in an audience for not just your traditional season ticket holders, but the general public. However, this is not financially possible to do all the time, as the giveaways do take away from ticket revenue. So the marketing teams come up with creative solutions such as special theme nights, education days, and appreciation weeks. So one example of this is the Hickory Crawdads did in our dad's era. This was a Taylor Swift themed night that targeted Swifties. And there was bracelet making, photo ops. The on-field games were tailored around Taylor Swift with friendship bracelet making. And then merchandise was created with the design on the screen as well. This was also bundled in not just with marketing, but with ticket promotions, because anyone who dressed in an era did receive a discounted ticket price.
Diving into macro system models and starting with competitive and industry systems. Within sports, external forces and competitiveness shape the how sport organizations strategize for fan engagement and market share. And like we discussed in the lecture in week 2, there are the big 4 leagues: NBA, MLS, NFL, and MLB. And within all of these leagues, there are restrictions on teams to join, and it's up to the respective governing body. So this leads into non-true competitors as a result. And for example, we see the NFL and the American Football League competing during different times. So the American Football League decided to compete during the offseason of NFL so that they are not technically a competitor of the NFL and can harp off their fans, so to say. So that is an example of the competitive and industry systems. And for economic systems, the stakeholders shape the modern sports experience overall and the pricing and whatnot. So for example, the NFL, the average ticket price is about $250 per ticket, whereas you can get a season-long NFL Sunday ticket pass for $350. So it kind of is driving the prices up for going in person, and also resulting in people wanting to go to these illegal streaming websites. There is a lot of different pricing and situations that go into different things, but the high costs definitely push fans to stay home, and organizations need to consider this pricing change and realize that younger fans don't really have cable and are kind of wanting to go a different route for their way of viewing.
For social conditions, if we begin looking at the fans, technology has shifted their experiences from the traditional stadium visit to more of a streaming platform and social media outlets. Also, fans are prioritizing their social views more and only associating with teams that reflect their social values, such as DEI. And then for sport organizations and governing bodies, social conditions must be navigated through economic pressures. For example, social movements like racial injustice and gender pay gap protests, more specifically in the WNBA, have led to league reforms. And then as far as the media, creativity and innovation are essential to amplifying the fan experience and keeping viewers watching from home instead of attending live events. Lastly, for sports betting platforms, the legalization and regulation of sports betting has affected its social acceptance. While it offers a sense of connection for fans, ethical concerns remain, such as gambling addiction. Some fans may see it as betting as an interactive investment, where others have a negative perception on it. Therefore, betting platforms need to promote responsible practices to help improve their public image.
One of the 3 best administrative practices that we have of an organization here in America is the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys organization as a whole decided to make this stadium a smart stadium and have a lot of different offerings for people that are coming to decide to go to their games. And they have big video screens, Wi-Fi, in-seat delivery. And I actually went to a game there this past season and had a great experience and was able to have live updated stats on my phone in the app. And never really had to leave my seat the entire game, which is what fans want. They want that experience that you can get at home, but to have it in a stadium. So Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are doing it correctly and creating memorable experiences for people that are interactive and innovative.
Another best practice that we found with this issue around technology is that the NBA is really leveraging that virtual reality. So like Sydney mentioned earlier, the NBA is really taking an interest in engagement and investment in their younger fan base, and they're meeting their fans where they are. So they understand that fans are utilizing technology and new technology that's coming out, such as Meta Quest and Apple Vision Pro. And they're taking that and they're having the fans have a courtside experience at home. So they are able to watch plays, replay plays. They're able to do multi-view and shared game watching with other folks that might be using the technology as well, all from the comfort of their home.
And for our last best practice, we do have social media highlighting the NFL, NBA, and WNBA specifically. Each one of these that are highlighted on the slide are the top followed accounts for each of the respective leagues. These leagues are investing in their social media teams, not just posting on game day, as I said earlier, but they're posting trend videos, asking random questions of what's your favorite song or who is your favorite cartoon character as a kid, not just asking about the game the day before, creating more relatable content for younger viewers and traditional viewers.
A current event topic that we found to tie into our topic here is Formula One and the use of AI in their fan engagement. So there are different ways that AI is working within their fan engagement. The first being advanced data analytics, which is providing fans with real-time insights, such as different driver performer metrics and also different predictions for each race. Also virtual reality. So as we mentioned earlier with the NBA using Meta Quest and the Apple Vision Pro, that is also something that with AI that Formula One is looking at utilizing. Algorithms are also a little bit more specified with AI, so fans are able to find information quicker on their FYP pages on TikTok or when they search on Instagram. Chatbots are also something that are utilized with AI, so they are able to provide instant updates with the races, answer different fan questions, and really overall just enhance the overall viewing experience. And then lastly, fantasy leagues with AI is another enhancement or another area in which Formula One is using AI, using the fantasy leagues to do virtual race simulations. So in conclusion, when we're looking at our topic here, the administrative issue in fan engagement and sport consumption, we really boiled it down to 3 best practices. Those best practices being the innovation in stadiums, as well as leveraging technology and the use of social media in fan engagement. Thank you.